Hey guys, welcome back to MOE. This is going to be episode 38. Before we get started, as always, I would just like to say thank you guys so much for your continued support on all the videos. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. If you find yourselves liking this video, you could do me a huge favor and go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing as well. The channel's been doing really awesome lately and I'd love to see if we can keep that going. We also have our own Discord server here on the channel and I highly recommend everybody go ahead and join that, because if I have to post any kind of announcement to you guys, that's where it's going to be for now. I will leave a link for that in the description down below. So guys, in the last episode, we went and we tamed some warriors. Now, obviously, I have more that I'm going to need to tame, but I'm going to do probably the rest of that off camera. One of you was kind enough to leave a comment about a video that you'd like to see, and that was in regards to the heat protection, the cold protection, and the miasma protection. Today, that's what we're going to look into. We're going to look into all of that. You can see I'm up here near the desert because we're going to start with heat protection for this one. So I did go ahead and spawn some stuff in, but that's just for the purposes of this video. I'm not going to be keeping any of it. So the heat protection, guys, if you come into your recipes here and you come over to food and medicine, the first thing that you can craft for heat protection is going to be this pea porridge. It's going to restore 10 points of heat protection, okay? And it's crafted at the clay hearth. You need 1 low quality rice, 12 peas, and 1 edible salt. Now the only downside to these, heat protection for example, is these porridges. So you've got pea porridge, the meat and veggie porridge, the tofu fish porridge, and the sand onion and fish porridge, okay? Now the lower it is, the more you're going to need, okay? Because this one here is going to restore 10 points of your heat protection. The meat and veggie porridge is going to restore 20 points. Again, it is also crafted at the clay hearth. I believe they're all crafted at the clay hearth. This one requires 4 loach, 2 coarse rice, 1 clove, and 1 edible salt. The tofu fish porridge will restore 30 points of heat protection. That is going to require 1 tofu, 2 high quality rice, 3 bass fish, and 1 crude salt. And then finally, guys, the last one and the best one is the sand onion and fish porridge, which restores 40 points of heat protection. And that requires 2 sand onion, 2 fine rice, 2 zunfish, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, and 1 edible salt. And to unlock them, guys, for the pea porridge, you need to be level 36. For the meat and veggie porridge, you need to be a level 46. For the tofu and fish porridge, you need to be a level 53. And finally, for the very last one, the sand onion and fish porridge, you need to be level 60. So that's those. There is another way that we can do heat protection, but I'm going to go over these first. If I start to come up this hill just a little bit, we get a little blue circle down there next to our toolbar. That is your protection gauge, I guess we'll call it. That's where, you know, if you go to the snow area, it's going to be a snowflake, and if you go to the swamp area, I do believe it's a skull, but we'll take a look, you know, later in the episode. So if we come up here, that gauge is going to start to go down. It is going to take a minute. Now, I did go ahead and I reset all of my resistances back to 1, which I believe is what they are on official. If that doesn't seem like it's going down very quick, then let me know down below. Let me see here. Would be under server parameters. But if I go over here to resistance, everything is set to 1. So hopefully that is the way it's supposed to be. Okay, there, it's starting to go down. Okay guys, you can see there that my heat protection is almost down to half. Now, another thing I wanted to point out is if you open up your inventory, you can see it over here on your character's panel. I'm not really sure what this panel is, but you can see it over here. So down here you can see that my heat protection is at 48, and it is slowly going down. Now, to get it up, you just have to eat. There we go. And it is, obviously the pea porridge is only going to bring it up 10 points. But your protection is going to still be ticking down, you know, the way that at the same rate. It doesn't slow down the rate that you lose it. It just, you know, fills it back up. We'll go ahead and we'll eat some of these. And this one's 30. If I were to eat this, it would fill it back up. If I were to eat this, it would fill it back up. So basically what's going to happen is these foods, the better that it is, obviously the less of them you're going to need to carry with you. Now, pea porridge is the easiest to get early game because it just requires peas and salt and what was the other one? Peas and salt and rice, I think it was. Let's make sure we go back into here. Okay, yeah. peas and salt and rice. And, you know, you can get those, you can grow those. The salt, just in case anybody is not aware, there is a salt mine over here, and there is a salt mine right here as well, I do believe. That's right next to the starter area. You can get raw salt there, and you have to put it in an open salt pan to turn it into edible salt, so then you can cook with it. Alrighty guys, the last thing I want to mention here is the cart-mounted ice container, okay? So if we go into our recipes here, and you go over to cart and cage, all the way over here, under carrying, which is unlocked at level 45, you get the wagon, the cart-mounted brazier, this cart-mounted sensor, and the cart-mounted ice container, okay? They're all crafted at the carpenter's bench. Now here on this wagon, we have the cart-mounted ice container. If you come over here and you fill it with ice, it is going to offer you some complete heat protection. However, it's only a small, you can see there's where my flame comes back. It's a very small circle around your cart. Okay, so, if you're going to use this to be up here, obviously, we could ride through the area here on our horse, and that would keep us protected. But if you're going to be using it to come up here and get resources per se, you do have to stay rather close to the cart. So that's something to keep in mind. Obviously here riding on the horse, you can see that we do have complete protection, so it does cover the distance of the horse. I believe that's really what it's mostly meant for. I don't believe that it's meant for necessarily resource harvesting, but if you do choose to use it for that, that's just something to keep in mind, is you do have to be rather close. Alrighty guys, the next thing I want to talk about is your cold protection. So it works obviously just like the heat protection. You're going to have your little gauge down there by your toolbar. You're actually going to need to make the bijous. At level 27, you can unlock the first ones here. There is coarse big bijou and the coarse small bijou. Now the only difference that I'm noticing between the bijous is big bijou gives you less cold resistance, but more damage. It increases your damage by 3.8%, and it will increase your cold resistance by 5 points. But if we come over to the small bijou, it's going to increase your damage by 3.1%, and it will increase your cold protection by 10 points. Okay, and to make these, you need to make them in the fermenting barrel. The next one you can unlock is at level 37. The common big bijou is going to do cold for 10 points. Common small is going to do cold by 20 points. Again, the only difference between those that I'm seeing is that the big one increases your damage more. Okay, so it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want more damage or do you want more cold resistance? Same thing over here for the high quality one. You can unlock it at level 47. We've got the big bijou will increase your damage by 6.3 or cold resistance by 15. And the high quality small will increase your damage by 5.6 or increase your cold resistance by 30 points. And for the very last one, you can't unlock it until level 57, but we've got the premium big bijou, which will increase your damage by 7.5 and increase your cold resistance by 20, or the small bijou, which will increase your damage by 6.9 or increase your cold resistance by 40. So really quick here, let's see, where's our cold sitting at? We're just going to, I don't even know, let's just pick one. And let's see what that's done for us. Doesn't seem to have done anything. Oh, there it goes. I must not have just been paying attention. So it is working. Okay. But there you go. That's what these are. Let's see if we can eat another one. And we brought our cold protection all the way back up. Okay. So that's where those are. This coarse big coup, I know it's the first one that you can make, but I mean, it really only does 5 points of resistance there. You would need to make a lot of those to survive up here. I can see that my cold seems to be going down, at least it feels to me anyway, that the cold is going down much faster than my heat resistance did. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the fact that it's nighttime. That is possible. And just like the desert one, guys, there is a cart attachment. It's the cart-mounted brazier that you can put on it for the cold area, and it also doubles as a campfire. So you can go ahead and cook some food on the go as well. But just like the one for the desert, it does have a small radius, so just keep that in mind when you're running around in here, and if you're going to use it to get resources and whatnot. And lastly, guys, we've got the Miasma protection, and the items you're going to need for that is medicine. The very first one is going to be unlocked at level 26, and that is the Golden Wound Medicine, which is crafted at the Medicine Cauldron. You need low-quality ginseng, knotweed herb, and wildflowers to craft it, and this is going to restore 10 points of your miasma protection. The next one is going to be unlocked at level 41, and that is the Treasure Pill, which is crafted at the Pill Cauldron. And this is going to restore 20 points of your miasma protection, and to craft it you're going to need common ginseng, knotweed herb, and false daisies. Next we have the Great HP Pill, which is unlocked at level 56. Again, it is crafted at the Pill Cauldron, and to craft it, guys, you're going to need high quality ginseng, knotweed herb, honeysuckle, gypsum, and realgar. And this is going to restore 30 points of your miasma protection. And lastly, at level 60, guys, you can unlock the Heavenly Pill, which again is crafted at the Pill Cauldron. You need premium ginseng, dragon's blood resin, dang shen, gypsum, and realgar, and that will restore 40 points of miasma protection. Just in case anybody is unaware, miasma protection is necessary for down here in the swamp area. You can see that the music is changing, of course. But yeah, down here in the swamp area is where you're going to start taking miasma damage. And you can see down there, right next to our toolbar, is where the gauge is once again. It kind of just looks like a, I'm not even sure, fish coming out of water? I'm not sure what the image is supposed to be, but that is for your miasma. It is ticking down. If we go ahead and we were to eat this one, there you go, it brings it right back up. And just like the other two guys, there is a cart-mounted sensor that you can use to burn incense to actually give you some miasma protection as well. But again, it does have a very small circle of influence, so again, it's just kind of like if you need to ride through there. If you're going to use it to collect resources, just keep in mind it is very, very small. To fuel the cart-mounted sensor, guys, you are going to need incense, which is crafted, I do believe, at the Mortar and Pestle. So right here, guys, under the Building and Furniture tab, you can unlock it at level 44, and that is where you can learn incense, which is crafted at the Mortar and Pestle. You need wildflowers, common ginseng, honeysuckle, wood ash, and animal fat. And that's everything that I know about the heat, cold, and miasma protections. If I missed anything that someone knows about, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below, guys, and I'll be sure to correct that in the next episode. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Sorry if it was a short one. I really just wanted to get this out there so that you guys had it. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I really hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the day. I hope to see everybody come back for the next episode, and until then, bye guys!